Aloha, everybody. This is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap Let Light Unite show on UPRN Radio. And this is November 12th, 2021. So tonight we're going to do something really special. And I look at it as special. And we're going to do some divine alchemy. Um, and again, it's doing energy work, but it's getting into a little bit more ritual, calling to divine beings and asking for, a little bit more clarity to clear out our work in the beginning. But it's basically how we do bubbles of light, and we put the energy work in there, and then we're going to release it. Now, when I'm doing energy work, I can't look and see if anybody's asking any questions or making any remarks. I'm not that talented because I focus on doing the energy work. Ah, whoops. Okay, lost that one. Okay. Um, but if you have any questions, make a remark and I will get to you after the show. So the divine alchemy that I do, and what divine alchemy is taking all your creative energies and putting it toward selfless service and not yourself. Of course, when we do the work and we include all light workers, well, that's us too. We're the light workers. um and I've been doing this for, wow, almost 30 years. And I've got 26 pages here. And I used to do this every single day for a long, long time. And I consider that part of my earthly service work. And God's cut me some slack since then. And I do energy work in my service work in other ways. So we are going to get through as much as we can. And I doubt if I'll get through all 26 pages. And again, when we're doing the work, we're going to create bubbles of light, and I want you to put the energy work in there, and then we're going to release it and let it go to manifest. And while we're doing this, I also want you to do some creative visualization and really imagine this happening. Before we start doing the energy work, I want to remind you really quick, World Enlightenment event, December 24th from noon to 1 Hawaiian time, and that's 5 o'clock Eastern time. And that would be 2 o'clock Pacific time. So we're going to gather for whatever works for you for 5 minutes, and I'm going to actually do it an hour, focus on calling in divine enlightenment and really anchoring that to the planet and awakening as many people as we possibly can. Because when that happens, everything else will fall into place. The more people that are awakened, the more easier everyone's divine missions are going to be. So I ask everyone to go to the forum site, and that's worldenlightenment2021.org, and join. You can make remarks. Let me know what you're doing on that day and how you're promoting it. Talk how you're talking about enlightenment. How are you using that word? How are you engaging people? Share with me. It's worldenlightenment2021.org. All right, so let's get busy and start doing some energy work. So for those of you that are going to participate, I want you to sit down, sit straight, put your hands in your lap right now like you're going to receive. And I want you to take a deep breath. And as you exhale, I'm going to call to our higher selves and ask our higher selves to meld with our physical bodies and raise ourselves and our energies as high as we can go. I call to Michael the Archangel and ask that if there are any entities on any of us that's not of light, I command that Michael removes them immediately and puts them through the violet flame and send them to the light. Now, please send love and light to your family. And Imagine that going out to everyone that's participating and will participate. And we're going to create this huge circle, and everybody's joining and holding hands. And we're also going to, as we do that, I want you to feel yourself reconnect with the creator, and this incredible high divine healing energy comes into your crown, flows all the way down your body, out your down your legs, out your feet into the earth, down your arms, out your hands, and you're totally and completely consumed in this divine energy. And now you're holding hands, so we're going to send energy to the right. And as it flows to the right, we're going to call into all the angels, archangels, the elemental kingdom, the gods and goddesses of light, air, earth, fire, and water, Jesus, Buddha, Moses, and all the divine masters, Sai Baba, the cosmic beings, the whales, the dolphins. And we're going to invite them to come to our circle and amplify what we're doing. And now we're going to send love and light to the left. And as the energy flows to the left, the circle is closed, so only that which is light may enter. Now we call to the trees and ask the trees to join us and to take this really high enlightenment energy that we're working with. And we're going to send it to the trees, and the trees are going to send it through the roots into the earth, helping the earth remain stable. And also, all the trees are going to communicate and help each other remain stable and grow and help the earth go back into balance. We call to all the rock, stones, crystals, minerals, all the earth keepers on the planet to lock in to the big earth keeper that we actually have in the center of the circle and amplify our work over 100,000 fold. We're going to call to all the grids, ley lines, meridians, domes, obelisks, pyramids, all the sacred and holy spots on the planet to lock into the circle. And I'm going to ask that everyone that's participating receives a healing, and that you guide us into doing not our will, but thy will be done. So be it. Huh. So we call the vista of our own sun and ask for a special dispensation during the golden age under the law of divine grace. We request permission for the use of group alchemy to help the hierarchy create the world, political, economic, social, spiritual, and elemental changes necessary for a true golden age. I give thanks and bless all that is. Right now, I want you to take a minute and see your mind's eye each member of your family and your friends. And as you're doing this, I call to Adirion and ask him to create amulets of himself for each of us, our family, friends, and all light workers on the planet. Now, this is to render us, our family, friends, all light workers, and our creative endeavors invisible to the evil eye. The light that we produce will thus be rendered untraceable to darkness on all levels. We ask that this energy be activated every day and continually empower us for our work. Let there be light. I consciously enter and abide within the heart of the sacred fire, the true center of my being. I am the presence of God within the heart of the sacred fire, and I speak and command with authority. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am vested in the power of transmutation. I am vested in the power of 3 times 3. I am vested in the power of precipitation. I am vested in the power of magnetism. I am vested in the power of creation. I am vested in the power of levitation, and on ad infinitum. I call on the goddess of truth and ask her to bring the flame of purification into my life forevermore. I call on the goddess of peace and ask her to help me keep this, my vow of harmlessness toward all of God's creations. I call on Lord Ganesha to clear and remove all obstacles in our path to divine creation. Remove all obstacles that have been placed around all light workers and their missions. I call to Lord Shiva to destroy all evil in our path or in our creations, and drive darkness back from all light workers and keep it away now. I call on Michael the Archangel to use the sword of blue flame to cut all negative ties between elementals or human, incarnate or discarnate, in our path, or are trying to block or destroy our creations. Then we ask and visualize his blue light of protection and violet flame of transmutation around us, all light workers, and our to be creations. I command an equal manifestation of the Holy Spirit to so endow the spiritual alchemist with the qualities of the Christ, thereby making them a more capable spiritual alchemist. I am that I am, and I, Portia, do hereby request access for this work for the entire group to the energy grids of the planet Earth. We request access to grids A, B, C, and all other grids made available for this work, God willing. In doing so, I ask for the additional help and energy from our personal sponsors, our central sun, Alpha and Omega, our sun, Helios and Vista, our Mother Earth, Virgo, and her twin flame, Pellular, at Earth's core, the great divine director, Sai Baba and his twin flame, Lakshmani, Krishna, Jesus the Christ, Sananda, and his twin flame, Nada, Shirdi Sai Baba, Prima Sai, the seven archangels with their twin flames, Michael and Faith, Jophiel and Christine, Chamuel and Charity, Gabriel and Hope, Raphael and Mary, Uriel and Donna Grace, Zadkiel and Holy Amethyst with Seraphim, Sheraphim, Divas and all angelic beings, Sanat, Kumara, Serapis, Baal, Moria, Asteria, Cthulhu, Neptune, Myrrh, Mercedes, the Mahakohan, the Buddha, Lord Gautama, Lord Divino, Lord Lanto, Kuan Yin, Shiva and Parvati, Meta the Healing Ray, the goddesses of liberty, righteous, justice, peace, and love, Funway, Miriam, Himalayas, Hilarion, Cassiopeia, and Orion, Ganesha, Maitreya, Mother Mary, Mother Mira, the Dalai Lama, Rama, Jehovah, the Great Witness, the Great Spirit, Ela, Vista, Thor, Allah, Hercules and his twin flame, Amazon, Lenora, Tabor, Lemuel, Confucius, Joalcul, Venus, Atlas, Aquarii, Uranus, and Thetan, Purity, Paul the Venetian, Diana and Apollo, Rowana, Elios, Arctura, Mahavat, Babaji, Sri Yurkswar, Paramahansa, Yogananda, Lahari, Maasaya, Mother Teresa, Amachi, Prem Baba, Brasso, Moses and the 12 Pravas, Zeus, Zoroaster, Zarathustra, the White Brotherhood, the spiritual hierarchy, and all the master, lady master, gods and goddesses, incarnate or discarnate, the Aborigines, the Kahunas, the medicine men and women, all the old ancient cultures responsible for holding light on the planet, all the positive energy coming off of Sai Baba's ashram, all the elementals, earth, wind, fire, and water, all parallel prayer, thought form, meditation, and positive dreams of anyone on earth, with permission asked of their higher selves, be added to the energy of these creations. The higher selves of all light workers everywhere, incarnate or discarnate, human, elemental, angelic, or extraterrestrials, the whales, dolphins, seals, Sasquatch, flying rods, and all elementals capable of holding the flame of creation. With all these and the help of Saint Germain and his twin flame Portia, we claim access in the name of the Christ to the grids. North south, lock in. East west, lock in. The energy of the storm grid, lock in. All grids, meridians, ley lines, domes, obelisks, pyramids, all power spots on the planet, lock in now. All right, so I want you to feel yourself connecting to the creator in this incredible energy flow down. We're going to direct it out our arms, our hands, out your upper chakras into the center of the stadium above the big crystal and form a bubble of light. And in the bubble of light, we're going to put the energy work. And at the end, we're going to take a big breath and release it to the universe to manifest. So I want you in your mind's eye to really imagine this happening as I'm speaking. All right, so take a deep breath. And as you exhale, we're going to create a bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're placing this decree. In the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me, I command that all our family, friends, and light workers be surrounded by a bubble of the healing and protected blue light of Michael the Archangel and that Meta the Kohan of the healing ray minister to our family, friends, and light workers whenever they have injury, sickness, or disease. Then let a barrier of white light and violet flame be put in place to prevent darkness from entering their lives. So, in your mind's eye, I want you to really quickly put the names of the people that need healing or your families and your friends in there. All right, we're going to take a deep breath and release it. I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So take another deep breath, and as you exhale, we're going to create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're going to have a clearing of all blocks and veils placed over all earth incarnate members of the spiritual hierarchy, white brotherhood, angelic kingdom, and light working extraterrestrials within God's plan. I call the higher self of all light workers and command that you be open to all that is light. Release all blocks and remove all overlays placed on you that's preventing your attaining Christ consciousness. Awaken to God's plan, what your work is to be, and accept your cosmic responsibility to that plan and becoming conscious beings. I call for recognition of each other. I command that all humanity, starting with the light workers, be made aware of karma and how to burn off negative karma through singing songs to any of the names of God, doing service work, doing good deeds, and being true to your inner soul self. So we're going to take a deep breath and release it. Again, I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So again, take a deep breath. We're going to create another bubble of light. And in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me, I command amplification and healing of soul contacted clairvoyant powers for all that are working visually and specifically in the light of love. These to be used as an example of the power of the Christ to enlighten, love, and heal. I call the angels and to the divine and ask that all who are the teachers of the new age that are bringing forth the spiritual truths be sent all the means they need so they can bring their gifts forth and give it freely to those who don't have money and can't afford it. Allow them to receive abundance 100,000 fold for that which they do. So we're going to take a deep breath, and as we exhale again, release it. So another gentle breath, and as we exhale, creating another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power, sacred fire vested in me, I command opening of doorways for all angelic beings and light workers trying to get to this plane for work ethereally or to incarnate for the good. The removal from all incarnate or discarnate humans, any group karma that interferes with the individual or group movement towards God and their higher selves. So again, take a deep breath, release it. We give thanks for this opportunity to serve. Again, we're creating another bubble of light. And in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power, the sacred fire vested in me, I command activation of the law and divine abundance to a point exceeding Atlantean and Lemurian times. Let this be directed to all light workers and divine alchemists as a teaching tool. I call to Michael the Archangel and ask that you cut all ties and binds to all energies, entities, and fears that are keeping light workers from achieving this. I call to Ganesha to remove all blocks and allow light workers' life and work to flow easily, gracefully, and comfortably with less stress from the form side of life. I call the higher self of all light workers and I ask that you cancel, nullify, and release all overlays, vows, curses, hexes, and negative energy overlays that are not permitting you to move forward. I now see the light workers being so filled with light that their magnets for everything they need is being drawn to them now. There's so much abundance on all levels and divine workers that will help each other fulfill their divine missions. I command that all light workers be given the divine inspiration on how to fulfill their divine missions now. Let them be sent all the means they need to succeed and let each true light worker be given the keys that will unlock their storehouse of treasures now. So, again, we're going to take a deep breath and release it and give thanks for this opportunity to serve. All right, feel that divine energy flow down. We're going to create another bubble of light. And in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me, I command. I call to the higher self of everyone on earth to reawaken the knowledge and soul remembrance of what it is like to be in perfect balance and harmony with your balanced masculine and feminine side, and what it feels like to be connected with divine energy. Now, in your mind's eye, see light being added to humanity's DNA structure. See this change become a new old soul memory, changing inside Mother Earth's DNA structure as well. See this divine light being directed to everyone's heart and brains, especially the part of the brain that is reptilian, adding emotions and feelings to that part of the reptilian and human brains cosmos wide. I call the higher selves of everyone on the planet and ask that as a group, we petition to Helios and Vista that the violet flame blaze through earth and all humanity to erase the past, present, and future karma created from the off balance patriarchal energy. I call to Michael the Archangel to cut all ties and binds from humanity, the earth, angels, elementals, and the unbalanced masculine energy. As all ties and binds are cut, see them being transmuted by the violet flame and see those empty spaces being filled with divine inspiration, wisdom, and divine heart to function from. Replace this energy with a balanced divine matriarchy that works alongside the divine patriarchy. I command that this integration with humankind be gentle, loving, and kind, and let humanity apply this new energy in very practical ways. In your mind's eye, see this balance affecting all generations, backwards and forwards, as a ripple of water flowing in harmony with nature. See a burst of balanced divine energy affecting all incarnations on earth at once. See everyone's DNA cells, atoms, molecules raised to a higher vibration of divine light. Let each atom, cell, and molecule in humanity and the earth be connected with the divine energy source, creating divine balance. I command in all people and groups standing behind the patriarchal energy, step into the violet flame and walk in the light. So again, we're going to take a deep breath and release it. And I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So again, we're going to take a gentle, deep breath, and we're going to create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power, the sacred fire vested in me, I command. I call to the higher selves of all decision makers and money suppliers, of credit card companies, banks, and all loan institutions, and ask them to step forward into the light, becoming less greedy and manipulative. If they choose not to step forward into the light, that their higher selves and angels put them in a position of harmlessness, allowing light workers to step forward and take control. I command the angels to remove any magical energy overlays, protecting credit card companies, banks, and all loan institutions from divine accountability. See Michael the Archangel cutting ties to credit card companies, banks, loan institutions, politicians, self-interest groups, and the practice of legal loan sharking. See the credit card companies lowering all the high interest rates and releasing people from the penalties they impose. See the laws being changed so people have 3 extra mail days to pay their bills. Yeah, allowing for mail delays. See credit card companies being regulated and their interest rates dropping to under 5%. I again command the angels to keep removing any dark energy, protecting all credit card companies, banks, and loan institutions from divine accountability. We call to the philanthropic people of light to take over big banks, changing them from top to bottom. See these good men and women creating new banks and companies that are compassionate, caring, and supportive of humanity. See ordinary people creating enough income for themselves to pay off all credit card debts way before they're due and start using cash. So we're going to take a deep breath and release it. And I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So again, take a gentle breath, feel that light flow down. We're going to create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me, that earth-wide, all groups and individuals dealing in darkness or working with any energy source coming from darkness, including Satanists, covens, black magicians, voodoo masters, all governments, subversives, military groups, government groups controlling funds, or dealing with mass manipulation, mind control, climate control. Ooh, the Greys, Illuminati, FBI, CIA, police, everyone and everything connected to Wall Street, the Aryan Nation, the Antioch Baptist Church, the Order of the Quest, the Jason Society, the Roshania, the Jesuits, the Masons, the Ancient and Mystical Order of Rosicrucius, the Cosa Nostra, the KKK, the Royal Families, all reptilians, the Nazi Party, the Communist Party, the executive members of the Council of Foreign Relations, the Brotherhood of the Dragon, the Royal Institute of International Affairs. It's a big group, guys. IMF, the Black Cell, NAFTA, World Trade Organization, Monsanto, DuPont, Cargill, Farm Bureau, Asgrow Seed Company, Calgen, Delta, USDA, Archer Daniels, Midlands, Holden Seas, DeKalb, Monsanto, Mahoya, Novartis. I should just say all the pharmaceuticals. Dag Hammarskjöld Foundation, the World Bank, the WEF, Aquaculture, U.S. Soybean Association, Unilevers, Euroweed, MPEDA, U.S. Engineered Elected Salmon, Industrial Fish Farming, Industrial Fleet, Drift Nets, Industrial Shrimp Farming, Rape and Run Industry Bottom, Trawling, Louis Dreyfus, Birds, Mitsui Cook, Andre and Company, Jack Kennedy, Scott Bacon, the Federalists, Dan Glickman, All Dark Politicians, Biotechnology, Clive James, Bolgard, Rowan Institute, the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderberg Group, the Open and Friendly Secret Society, the Vatican, Russell Trust, the Skull and Bones, and the Scrolling Key, all credit card companies, banks, and loan institutions, as well as all groups with plans that go against the highest good of mankind or the plans of the hierarchy of light. As these groups' hierarchical leaders work toward a new world order, including anyone helping any of these groups on any level that choose to work with darkness or that try to misuse energy, elementals, ET, or humans, be cut off completely from their energy supplies, including money. So we're going to send divine light, divine male-female balance, also to all obelisks, domes, pyramids, meridian grids, all ley lines, and all the power spots on the planet. I call for Michael the Archangel to use the sword of blue flame to daily cut all ties and binds between those misguided light beings and all dark entities, dark and out of balance energy sources, and all energies they're trying to manipulate and control. For the goddess of love, truth, mercy, compassion, righteousness, and justice step into their lives and show them the error of their misbalanced ways. For Lord Zachiel and his heavenly host to step into these misguided light beings' lives continuously to amplify the violet flame around them and transmute the evil thought forms, words, ceremonies, deeds, and rituals into love, or totally neutralize useless energies that burn out of their own account. We then call on Meta of the healing ray to minister to those misguided light beings daily. We send divine light to their hearts and brains. I ask that all of the above walk forward in the light. And if they choose not to, which is their free will, we're going to place them in a bubble of mirror that faces them 2 inches from their nose, and the mirror stays in place as long as they do their will. And we're going to add the violet flame to transmute that energy so they have no forward movement. And that mirror will disappear when they do God's divine will. And let these shields of energy be in place on all darkness from this time forward through the golden age. So we're going to take a deep breath and release that. And I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So we're going to create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put in all women. So in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me, I command. I call the higher self of all women on the planet, young, old babies, female babies in the womb. I call to Michael the Archangel and Shiva to cut all ties to patriarchy, slavery, prostitution, sexism, women not respecting each other. Cut the ties to fear of men and not being equal. Remove all soul memory of rape, incest, slavery, racism, and circumcision. Cleanse this energy by the violet flame into light. Then fill that new space up with divine inspiration, wisdom, hope, and creativity, and the strength to go forward in positive quantum waves. Remove the blocks, O Ganesha, that are keeping women from fulfilling their divine missions. As this unwanted energy is removed, see women hugging and supporting each other. See them receive their divine missions and receiving all the abundance they need to be successful in all aspects of life. See women being respected, honored, and supported in everything they do. See female babies being wanted, treasured, and respected. See them receiving full spectrum education that will allow them to fully pursue their interests and divine missions in life. See them as presidents, queens, and goddesses and in full control of their countries. See divine matriarchy in action, showing the very best of a society run by women and men together, filled with love, honor, peace, and the nurturing nature of the mother for everyone on the planet, including the planet herself being cared for. See women filling up with divine hope, courage, abundance, family, joy, flexibility, divine mission, and divine protection, drawing their twin flames and their divine mates to their door. When they see each other, that they recognize each other as the most precious of relationship, the twin flame or that divine mate, the one that God wants you to be with. See them magnetizing to each other now. Ganesha removing all the blocks that are in the way. So again, we're going to take a deep breath and release that. And I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So we're going to create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put in all the men. So take a gentle breath and feel that bubble being created. So in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me, I command. We call the higher selves of all men to step forward into the light, cut all ties, Michael the Archangel and Shiva to unbalance fear of women, patriarchy, genocide, rape, pillage, plunder, incest, greed, power, gladiator mentality, military war, might is right mentality from their energy field, cells, atoms, molecules, all the way down to their DNA, going through all their incarnations. As this energy is released, I call the violet flame through them and all their works that are misdirected. Cut all ties to all black art and negative ceremonies that are being done, and any will to manipulate humanity and earth for greed and profit. As it's released, I call divine male female consciousness to the reptilian part of the brain. I call the higher selves to guide these men to releasing all women slaves or anyone being used as slave labor. Let us fill them up with divine respect for women, life, the planet, and all living things. See men's higher selves guiding them to accepting divine matriarchy and opening their heart, throat, and crown chakras. As these centers open, see them being very balanced, loving, kind, generous, peaceful, supporting women in groups that's in the light. Fill men with divine joy and divine mission. So we're going to call the higher selves of all fundamentalist males that are suppressing women. Step forward into the light, no matter where they live. And if they choose not to step forward, again, which is their free will, we're going to ask their guardian angels and their higher selves to put them in positions of harmlessness. We call to all the balanced men on the planet to speak out against this repression, defend all women, and come to women's aid on all levels. See this, all the fundamentalist men respecting the goddess within and giving freedom and honor to all women. See them becoming kinder and allowing women to become divinely conscious beings. Send divine consciousness to the reptilian part of men's brains and hearts. May the goddess soften them to be gentle, kind beings. Now, this includes all out of balance males, no matter what religion they belong to. So we're going to ask their higher selves to step in and help them find also quality family time with their kids and their spouses, male or female. We ask that men be guided to their twin flame, and when they meet, they recognize each other as twin flames, whatever their true partner is, male or female. Let them fill up with divine respect for all walks of life. If they choose not to come forward in light, we ask the angels and the higher selves to put them in a position of harmlessness. We send divine positive movement for those who choose to go forward. So we're going to take a deep breath and release it. I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So we're going to do another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, it's going to be for the elders. In the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power, sacred fire vested in me, I command. I call the higher selves of all the elders, grandmas, grandpas living on the planet to guide them to be more open to new ideas, concepts, and change. Cut these ties, Michael, to all overuse of drugs and any doctor that overprescribes medication. See the elders being guided to real medicine, Chinese herbs, energy work. See them living happy, productive lives. See them able to try new experiences and careers, doing more service work and healing each other. See them being needed, wanted, and respected for their wisdom. I command the angels to bring to them what they need: food, clothing, shelter, and companionship. Fill them up with divine mission, divine purpose, divine joy, and divine abundance. And let them receive free and compassionate health care and healing in every way, shape, and form. So fill that up with light and love. We're also going to take a deep breath and release it. And I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. Now we're going to create another bubble of light. And in this bubble, we're going to put in anybody that's been exposed to any kind of manipulation or stalking. So, in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me, I command. I call the higher selves of all those who are being, have been, or will be exposed in the future to any individual, group, or occult of any kind that has the intent of manipulation of the soul, mind, or body, individual or in groups. And that includes any male or female, any dark politician, for their own purposes. And I command that they step into the light, release all blocks, fears, and all that keeps them from living the truth. I call the angels of truth and illusion to remove all illusion veils and overlays and to bring the truth forward in the most gentle, loving way possible. I ask Raphael and Gabriel to act on this now. I call forth the violet flame to transmute all dark truths back to light. I now send the pink flame of love to heal. I call the Michael the Archangel to cut all ties and binds between the manipulators and those they desire to manipulate. I call the higher self of all the manipulators to command you step forward in the light, and if you choose not to, that your higher self and angels put you in a position of harmlessness. I call the goddess of truth into everything you do. I command your higher self to help you speak only the truth. And if you choose to speak lies, that your words come out jumbled and indiscernible. I command that you pull back all your energy veils and overlays that you have placed or have been placed on your behalf. Put your ego aside and allow everyone who wants to leave you to do safely and where no one will be harmed. And I direct the angels to oversee this and protect all. We're going to take a deep breath. And we are going to release it. I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So take another gentle breath, and as you exhale, we're going to create another bubble of light, and we're going to put in all of humanity in this bubble, or all life forms. In the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me, I command that the energy of love on the pink ray be beamed down to all living things on earth, and charge that the angels and goddess of love instill in all humanity the inner knowledge that we're all God and all one. Then with much divine love, transform all humanity to become loving, tolerant, non-judgmental, and non-racist. We ask that all persons with negative feelings or emotions be surrounded in the violet flame that transmutes that dark energy. Let all humanity embrace diversity and move into a future of love, faith, and God themselves and each other. We send divine light to everyone's brains and hearts, extraterrestrial and human. Imagine that the energy of racism be removed by Michael the Archangel, cutting the ties with his sword of blue flame since the creation of the planet until now. Let this be trailed by the violet fire to transmute all back to light. Let those thought forms be replaced with divine love. I ask for the goddess of truth into everything on the planet that's trying to hide racism and bring it up to the surface and protect those that are bringing the truth forward. That she brings forward any secrets and any hidden agendas that anyone from the dark side has. And there's really too many of those yahoos to list, but they know who they are, and so do the angels. Let all energy veils be removed from humankind so the divine may again come through. I command that all persons with negative feelings or emotions again be surrounded by the violet flame to help them transmute all that dark energy. And then they're allowed to flow into the light. All right, let's take a deep breath and release it. Again, I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. All right, so we're going to take another gentle breath, create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put in anybody who's affected. Anyone that's a gambling addict, any kind of addict of any kind, tobacco, alcohol, anyone who has any kind of addiction. See them in this bubble. So in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me, I command breaking of ties to alcohol, tobacco, cocaine, and all forms of habituates, opiates, and any other drug that interferes with the flow of light from our higher selves and through the Atma, and any negative ties, God willing, that we as humans have with our family, friends, past lives, or anything whatsoever. We ask that these ties be broken first for the light workers to allow them to easily awaken to and assume their divinity, then guide the rest of humanity through the same process as a quest for ascension. I command the angels protect those that are working with the goddess of truth and bringing up the truth about the tobacco industry, along with their families and friends, and keep them safe at all costs. We ask for protection about those bringing also forward the truth about all the healing qualities of marijuana, including the legalization of hemp byproducts, and marijuana. I call the higher selves of all addicts, gambling, drugs, sex, food, whatever it may be. And I command Michael the Archangel to cut all ties to these addictions and all addiction overlays that are causing the need. As this energy is removed, let it be replaced with divine worth, divine self-esteem, divine mission, and divine purpose. Let this energy flow to every cell, atom, and molecule of their bodies, all the way down to the DNA. I command that the politicians and the mass population awaken to the problem and be given divine thoughts on how to help them in loving, kind, and compassionate ways. I command that all casinos, internet gambling, lotteries, or anything else that is taking people's money in a negative way be stopped. I ask the Indians and any other casino owner be guided to other ventures that will create a good income, yet be environmentally friendly and helpful to humanity. I ask that governments create new public programs that will help all addicted people. See these people receiving divine treatment, see them pulling their lives back together, and with every breath be more conscious beings filled with divine thoughts, divine mission, and their divine purposes. So we're going to take a deep breath and we're going to release it. Again, I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. All right, again, take a gentle breath, create another bubble of light. In the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of sacred fire vested in me, I command that when it's for their highest good, that all individuals who are homeless or without shelter be provided a safe and clean one now. I call the higher selves of all these homeless people, and I command that you gently open and balance all your chakras, leaving it open to the abundance and generosity that is inherent in the universe. Then instill in you the desire to stand up, be productive, and find your path. So again, take a deep breath and exhale, and it's released to manifest. All right. All right, let's close. I think we really covered quite a bit tonight, don't you? I know I'm going a little hoarse. And this is coconut water in case anybody wants to know and they hear me burping. Coconut water. But it's chocolate. All right, so to close, we're going to do 3 ohms, okay? And you can all ohm with me. Nobody's going to hear you. And trust me, if we were ohming, we would all harmonize. Okay. Om. Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy. And I ask Mother, Father, God, that you guide us again into doing not our will, but thy will be done, and everyone that participates receives a healing. So be it. And again, we give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So put your feet flat on the ground, and I need you to ground. So feel that earth energy come up your feet, come up your legs, and the higher it goes, the more you're pulling in body and grounding. Feel it come up so you're at your knees, and you're kind of feeling really solid now, very clear-headed, very back in body. And for those of you, if you're still lightheaded after the show, if it's not too cold out, go get dressed properly, put gloves on, go find a tree, put your hands on the tree, and imagine yourself sending all that excess energy into the tree. And then after just 30 seconds, doesn't have to be a long time, ask the tree to send you energy back, and you, boom, immediately ground. If you don't want to do that, then go eat something, okay? I know. Oh, boy, that just makes a difference, doesn't it? Lightens everything up. Oops, learning. Anyway, you can eat something that will help you ground, or take a bath, take a shower. That will help you ground too. Thank you for doing energy work. We're going to do more alchemy next week, unless something else pops up and I plan something else. But I don't know about you, but it really felt good. Even calling in all those beings, which I haven't done in a long time. And you know how the deities work. They love to be called in. You've got to call them in by their names. And but whew, the energy was incredible tonight. So thank you. And I'm going to ask that anybody who listens to this show later on or watches it, that the energy is also amplified over 100,000 fold. Why not? Again, remember World Enlightenment, December 24th, the event that we're going to call down Divine Enlightenment and anchor it to the planet and all life forms. So spread the news, you know, join the World Forum, World Enlightenment 2021.org forum, and let's really get this energy snowballing. We really need this. And, you know, if you're going out to protest, make a little flyer. And, you know, there is a flyer that's already up. All you have to do is copy it. And, you know, when you're at the protest, let people know there's enlightenment event going to happen. And, you know, what are the odds that they're going to want to join? You know, that's a great way to get that event out there. And it's not going to cost money, just a little bit for the paper. But, you know, you don't need a lot. You can probably, you know, probably get 4 little blurbs off of one paper. Okay. But that would be excellent. If you ever go to a protest, take the World Enlightenment info with you and hand it out to people. Let them know it's happening and that they can join. We're going to be on UPRN radio. We're going to do radio live. I'll be chanting with friends around the big crystal in my store for an hour, and you're more than welcome to join or do it your way. Get a group and meditate for whatever, for 5 minutes, for 10, for an hour. And then call in that divine being and dance it in. I don't care. The whole point is to call that divine energy down. That's the important part. And because we're all going to be locked into that thought, well, that's the power right there. Wow. So this night has gone quickly. Again, thank you for joining me and giving energy to the divine and alchemy. And let me know your thoughts. I'd really, you know, if you want me to do more stuff like this or the other energy work I do, you know, give me a heads up. So again, this is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap, Let Light Unite show on UPRN Radio. And this is November 12th, 2021. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. And, you know, you can still call that energy down during the week just simply by chanting, may divine enlightenment descend on everyone now. May divine enlightenment awaken within everyone now. And with that, I bid you aloha. See you next week.